Carmen, you know what? Could you do me a favor? Please make some chocolate chip cookies
Wait,
with some milk so
real
I can
quick,
send it
she's
to the
supposed to
Cowboys.
make me chicken parm.
She got you. She got you. You just tell them when she got you. Whenever you need it, Carmen will take care of you. And Lord help her, I don't know what she'll make a buffet. If she can feed Kendrick Perkins,
she can feed anybody. Thin, though.
She can feed Kendrick Perkins. She can feed anybody, including my man Shannon. She'll cook you something too. My sister's no joke. But here's the deal. Okay?
Shannon eats
protein. Hold on.
Water.
Focus right now because this is important. Giants, Jets, Patriots. That's who the Dallas Cowboys have beaten, and they've lost to Arizona. What do you want, a cookie? I mean, they get ready to go up against San Francisco. We'll find out what it is because the first 4 games they played this season are the teams that probably won't even make the playoffs, okay? Do you know that Dallas's defense and special teams has accounted for as many touchdowns as Dak Prescott this year?
You're the worst.
Did you know that?
Here comes the laugh.
Did you know that? I'm just saying. The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. You look at Mike McCarthy. You look at what they're doing. You got to ask yourself, is this stuff sustainable? Can you hide Dak for so long? Can you use the defense and the special teams, okay, and just ride that wave? You know you can't. You know you can't, right? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So, Shannon, go ahead, Shannon. You can take the floor. I'm just telling y'all right now, y'all get excited about the Cowboys all you want to. There's nothing redeeming that I saw about them yesterday. They just beat up on a team that ain't worth much offensively. That's all.
Yeah, they've beaten 3 teams that are offensive challenged. And, again, we spoke about this the last couple of weeks. What happens when the Cowboys defense doesn't get scooping scores or pick sixes or the special teams put them on short fields? We saw it again yesterday. I think they had a stat on the screen. Dallas has won for their last 8 red zone trips. And you know, kicking field goals lose you game. Scoring touchdowns in the red zone win you championships. And Molly mentioned that stat about how since they drafted Micah Parsons, they are #1 in takeaways and #1 in defense score, and yet to have a conference or a Super Bowl title to show for all that hard work. So don't give me all those numbers. Give me some results to go along with those numbers. So for me, my concerns are still intact. And granted, Dak hadn't had to do a whole lot for the most part, with the exception of Arizona. They played from the lead. And once Arizona put them in a bind and forced them to play from behind, Dio, I'm going to turn it over to you. Can you tell the people at home what happened? See, it's easy to play football when you're up 14, when you're up 21, when you're up 30, when you're up 40.
Preach.
But how difficult and how different is it to play a game of football from the quarterback position when every throw matters, every down matters? For the most part, with the exception of one game, Dak Prescott this year hasn't had a game or throw or down that mattered, with the exception of Arizona. And what happened?
Didn't get it done. No, I think the only quarterback that has played from a lead more this year than Dak is Tua. I have no idea what happened this summer, but I have had to go on TV and defend the Cowboys more than I've ever wanted to. I love you two, and I got great respect. You guys sound like such haters right now. Gonna score, Shannon.
Stephen A, what do we have every year? Play the 49ers, and that defense doesn't get scooping scores, and they don't get pick sixes. That same offense that you didn't have concerns about in the regular season, all of a sudden, Dak can't get the ball in the end zone, and you lose 19-12, or you lose 23-16. Why? Because it's the same thing that happened in the regular season that you fail to see right before your very eyes.
No, no dispute. I have said that all offseason, that I want to see them go against a San Francisco or in the playoffs when it matters the most. I don't think we all know that. But do we have concerns about this football team? Like, it's fair to say until they do it. But no, redeem them. Dan Quinn has done, again, a remarkable job. Everyone pointed to that Arizona game, was like, oh my gosh, this and that. Dan Quinn had 24 hours, 48 hours after the Trayvon Diggs injury to try to fix it. They embarrassed New England last night. And New England is not some terrible team that people are trying to make them out to be.
Offensively, they are.
No, they're not.
Offensively, they are.
No, they're not.
You need to stop it. Defensively, this team is legit. We get that.
Who in the NFC do you have a greater level of confidence or trust or belief in than the Cowboys? Not now.
Philadelphia and San Francisco.
So 2 teams.
And by the way, and I'm almost tempted to say Detroit, but I'm not there yet. I'm almost tempted to say Detroit, but I'm not there yet.
Welcome on board.
Yeah,
so
almost.
So 3 teams. So 2 right now that you are.
Is Jared Goff better than Dak Prescott right now? Say it. Say it. Say it. Go ahead. Look at him, Shannon. This is pathetic.
Is Jared Goff better than Dak Prescott?
Right now. Right now. based on what he's done over the last year.
Jared Goff is playing better than Dak Prescott, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Shouldn't have been that hard.
That wasn't
Go ahead,
hard.
Shannon. Shouldn't have been that hard. Go ahead, Shannon.
How do you guys have me on television defending Dak and the Cowboys? What has happened, man?
It's you, man. It's you. You've done this to yourself. You put yourself in that position because you got caught up. That Dallas fan base, they touched you, didn't they? They got you feeling sorry for them. They got you feeling sorry for
that
them.
Christmas ornament.
I have zero fudges to give about the Cowboys.
Stephen A.
Hold on, can I get to the
Stephen A.,
Patriots?
you know Jerry
Okay,
Jones
okay.
sends out Christmas ornaments. And D.O. trying to get on the Christmas list. Because I used to get Christmas ornaments. I got it for like 7, 8,
What
9
kind
years.
of
I got a bunch of them.
ornaments?
For your Christmas tree. I mean, I'm talking about big old bulbs that go on your tree. Nice ones. I'm talking about really nice ones. Yeah. Stephen A. got a couple of them. He'll tell you.
I never heard someone talk about Christmas ornaments.
Those ghetto fabulous bulbs. I know he's talking about. He's right. I got a few of them. He's right.
All right, let's get into the Patriots, guys. So Mac Jones benched for Bailey Zappi in the third quarter after his 3 turnovers led directly to Dallas points. Bill Belichick was asked after the game.
Tom Brady wanted Bill Belichick to want him to stay. Bill Belichick didn't, quote unquote, kiss the ring per se because he had 6 of his own with Tom Brady, and he wasn't about to do all of that. The same Bill Belichick that wanted Jimmy Garoppolo as the heir apparent, the same, Bill Belichick that didn't care to keep Tom Brady in tow. And so when you look at it from that perspective, and Tom Brady departs and wins the Super Bowl in his first year with somebody else, and you see the way you've religiously struggled, that's bad enough. But here's the capper and my last point. What Bill Belichick did to his quarterback, Mac Jones, last year was a crime. To have Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, a former defensive coordinator who did a horrible job in Detroit, by the way, as the head coach, and Joe Judge, we don't need to get into the job he did for the Giants, even though I love his press conferences. I got to admit, I love his press conferences. For them to be your offensive coordinators last year, you stole a year of Mac Jones's career.
Amen.
Not just as a quarterback, but in terms of his development as an NFL quarterback. Amen. Bill O'Brien, I'm not blaming Bill O'Brien for anything. Bill O'Brien has to spend time undoing what was done to him all of last year. The compilation of all of those things is why we have to sit here today and say, Bill Belichick has to take a hit. Not because of his coach and his football acumen, but because of his personnel decisions, not just in terms of players he's picked, but coaches he has hired to oversee his personnel. It's left a lot to be desired.
You're absolutely right. It deserves to take a hit. And I've been one of those guys that said that Coach Belichick deserved a lot more of the credit than Tom Brady. But I was foolish in my assessment of this. It's becoming more and more apparent to me that Tom Brady was largely the reason why the Patriots won. Because you see, he go to another team and they win. Coach Belichick has struggled to win without Tom Brady. And see, what happens is that no matter how great the dynamic is, there's going to be a point in time that I want more credit. And it can't be 50-50. 50-50 is not good enough when you're dealing with 2 guys that have the massive egos that these 2 men have. Because remember, guys, the more successful you are, the greater your ego is. So I need to show I'm the reason why we're having more the success. No, I'm the reason. So Coach Belichick says, I'm going to go win one without you. Out the door you go. You see, we can't have that argument because we saw Joe win a Super Bowl without Bill Walsh. So we can't say that they were winning because of Walsh because we saw Joe win one without him. Coach Belichick wanted to leave no doubt in anybody's mind that the reason why the Patriot way and everything that falls up under the umbrella, the way we do press conferences, the way we report injuries, and the way we do things are because of me. But what he failed to realize is that he had that general, that 17-star general in Tom Brady that made everything smooth.